When you were young, The Killers on BBC Radio Lancashire. The time's now 7:40. Do you remember this? Time now to speak to my next guest, author and illustrator of new ski book, Ski A to Z. Kimberly Kay has returned to her ski roots to sign books at Ski Rossendale, and she joins me on the line now. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning, Shigufta.
Do you like that little tune at the beginning?
Oh, I do. That's a tune that's so close to my heart. It's wonderful. It evokes lots of skiing memories and thoughts.
Brilliant. Now, you spent much of your childhood and teenage years skiing and working at Ski Rossendale. How did you find that?
Yeah, well, basically, the slope was just 5 minutes from our house, so we had great times there, made lifelong friends, and really kind of sort of grew up and started our lives at the ski slope. So it's a very special place in my heart, and I'm excited to be there to sign the book today.
So you've taught skiing and you've raced. You've also heli-skied. What is that?
So that's basically where a helicopter flies you up to the mountain to a peak which isn't accessible by any ski lift. And then you ski back down. And then at the bottom, the helicopter then will fly in. And everyone has to kind of duck down into the snow. And the helicopter lands, and then it takes you off to another peak.
Sounds a bit like James Bond, that, you know.
It is, yeah. It's very extreme, and it draws on all your skiing experience because it's terrain which is not marked out and it's not been prepared, and so you kind of don't really know what you're going to get.
Now, skiing is something I've never ever considered. I've got to say, Kimberly, it's not something that's on my bucket list or something I've ever done. From people that I've spoken to who have skied, I think you need a very strong core, and you need to be physically quite strong. Is that right?
Yeah, I think anything that you can do to be strong, to be flexible, and to be fit, really, like any sport, it gives you a great foundation then for trying to learn the sport. And one of the things with the book is, like you say, you've never thought about it yourself. But the book's designed to give people all the information that they need in order to be able to consider trying the sport and to embark on it.
Having a ski slope and a dry ski slope on our doorstep is really, do you know what I mean? That is something that is fantastic. It's a great resource for our local community, isn't it?
It is. It really makes skiing so much more accessible. I mean, people can go there, they can try, you can hire equipment there, so you can really just turn up in pretty much normal clothes. It's always good to have a pair of gloves, and you can hire helmets and skis, boots, poles, and you can have a try. And you know what I mean? It's not like you're needing to go all the way to the mountains to experience the sport and the thrill of and the exhilaration of being outside and moving over the surface. It is really buzzy, whether it's on a dry slope or whether it's in the mountains. So it is a great way for people to try and to learn.
And East Lancashire has quite a large Asian community, Kimberly. Do we see the Asian community taking up skiing?
I think increasingly so. But I think that often people ski because they have friends that ski or family members that ski. And one of the things with the book is that if people don't know anyone, they can get the book and it can give them all the information that a ski friend might be able to impart to them. So one of the things that I wanted to do with it is to make the sport more accessible to people by giving them this kind of baseline of information. And one of the skiers actually on the cover, the skier that's holding the letter A, is an Asian character. So I painted him with Asian skiers in mind.
Oh, very good. That's interesting. What time are you signing the books this morning, Kimberly?
So I'm there from 9 till 12 this morning, and so I'm signing books, and I've got some activity sheets for people to be able to take away and colour in, which is like a checklist of things you need for skiing, sort of before you kind of head out the door. And I'm just looking forward to kind of being back where all my sort of ski routes started and seeing familiar faces and meeting people who are interested in skiing.
Thank you so much for joining me this morning, Kimberly. It's been a joy talking to you. I look forward to having a look at your book as well.
Wonderful. I hope you'll try. I hope you'll feel inspired to.
I know. I need to do some core strength work first, I think, to get myself ready.